Sports MLB Rundown, picks and predictions for Sunday, July 20th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, going to recap a profitable day in the MLB. 6-4, bringing our season record to 381 and 373. We swept one game, and then we split literally every single other game we bet. Interesting way to go 6-4. We will talk about it, then get on to the 4 picks we have for tomorrow. Game number 1, it was the Marlins at home versus the Royals. We faded the Royals again, and we won money. Final score here, Miami Marlins 3, Kansas City 1. Shout out to Cal Quantrill. This dude is a dog. He went 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, struck out 3. Michael Wacha for the Royals pitched really well as well. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. It got greasy towards the end. The Marlins took out Quantrill. It was tied 1-1 going into the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, Otto Lopez doubles, scores. Xavier Edwards and Jesus Sanchez. Thank you to the Marlins. We hit the plus money and we hit the under. Next game, probably one of the weirdest games of the day. Chicago White Sox at the Pittsburgh Pirates. White Sox, they were down 3-0 heading into the top of the 5th inning. They ended up winning the game 10-4. How you lose back-to-back games against the White Sox in blowout fashion, I have no idea. In total, there were 26 hits this game. 13 by the White Sox, 13 by the Pirates. Kind of wild how one team scored 10 and the others scored 4, but it happened. Pirates, the horrible franchise. You should probably sell the team. Very bad. Next winner, we had the over 8.5 runs in the Cleveland and the Athletics game. Cleveland, our minus 1.5 was winning for literally 2 batters. Jose Ramirez hit a 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 3rd. Then in the top of the 4th, the Athletics decided to come back and score 3. Then they scored 2 more in the top of the 8th and 3 more in the top of the 9th. So there is some solace in the fact that even though our minus 1.5 did not hit, and the Guardians are not going to win 20 games in a row, we did hit the over of 8.5 runs. The Guardians got out-hit 14-3. That is not ideal. Next game, we had the Rays, minus 125 on the money line. The Orioles are really, really bad at baseball. They out-hit Tampa Bay 11-5. They lose the game 4-3 because they are that dog shit at baseball. Orioles took a 2-0 lead in the top of the 1st inning. It was then 2-0 until the bottom of the 7th, where you had Josh Lau ground out, but he scored. And then in the bottom of the 8th, the Rays scored 3 runs on a Chandler Simpson single, and then a Jonathan Aranda ground out force out, which then scored 2 runs because of a throwing error by Ryan O'Hearn. Thank you, Ryan O'Hearn, for getting me paid. The Orioles almost came back in the top of the 9th. You had Cedric Mullins with a single, but they can't get it done because they suck. Tampa Bay minus 125, good. Finally, with the Nationals plus 120 on the money line, this game was delayed, so I think it ended up actually first pitch was around like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Either way, Nationals, they win the game 4-2. Mitchell Parker goes 6 innings, give up 5 hits and 2 earned runs. Yu Darvish, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs. Both teams had 6 hits. The Padres are not that good enough of a team to be laying 140 on the road with Yu Darvish on the mound. Once Yu actually gets his footing underneath him, he'll be solid. But he's 38. He's barely pitched this year. His velocity is way down. There's no chance that dude should be laying 135 on the road to anybody besides the Pirates, the White Sox, and the Rockies. All right, our losers. Under 8.5 in the Pittsburgh-Chicago game. Never stood a chance. Chicago scored 10 runs. Guardians, minus 1.5. Realistically never stood a chance. It was winning for literally half an inning when Jose hit a 2-run homer that put the Guardians up 2-0. Then our hopes and dreams were crushed the next inning. Over 8.5 in the Orioles game. Could have hit if the Orioles actually decided to score runs, but they hit 11 hits and only scored 3, so that wasn't good. Then the Padres and the Nationals over No bueno. 12 total hits in the game. Padres only plate 2 runs, but we do hit Nationals money line, so we're chilling. All right, that is how we went 6-4. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, first game we're looking at. It is the only game that we are going to bet again from yesterday. I'm going to keep on doing it because the Royals are horrible at baseball. Give me the Marlins plus 115 on the money line. Give me the under of 8.5 runs. You got 2 really good pitchers on the mound, Chris Bubik and Jansen Junk. These got to be 2 of the best names in baseball. Chris Bubik going against my Junk. That just sounds good. Bubik 7-6 on the year, 2.49 ERA. Junk 4-1 with a 2.68 ERA. Junk's most recent start, actually his 2 most recent starts, he went 7 innings at Baltimore, giving up 0. He went 6 innings at Cincinnati, giving up 0. In his last 13 innings pitched of baseball, he has 0 earned runs. Chris Bubik, minus what he did in the All-Star game, he has not been pitching very well recently. Even in the All-Star game, he got shelled. Pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits and 3 earned runs. You suck, buddy. Anyway, before the All-Star, he gave up 3 runs to Pittsburgh, 3 runs to Arizona, 2 to the Dodgers, 2 to the Rays, 3 to Texas, 5 to New York. So they've already seen Bubik this year. They got 2 runs, I'm thinking of Tampa Bay, it's Miami. Either way, this dude sucks. He's getting shelled. Early in the season, he was really good, but now it looks like guys have figured out his stuff. So I will continue fading the Royals because they are ass at baseball. Next game, we're going to take the Giants minus 105 on the money line. Also going to take the under 8.5 runs. The Giants have lost the first 2 games of the series. I really don't think they're going to get swept right off the rip coming off All-Star break. So I'm going to take them here. Robbie Ray, 9-3 on the season. He's been really good. His most recent games gave up 2 to the Dodgers, 1 to the Phillies, 2 to Arizona, 1 to the White Sox. So his last 4 starts, he's given up 2 or fewer in every single one of them. He does go pretty long into games. He's basically guaranteed to get to the 6th inning. His most recent starts, he's gone 6-6 complete game against Arizona, 6 against Chicago, 6 against Cleveland. The only one he didn't make it to the end of the 5th inning was at Colorado, where he went 4 and gave up 2 earned runs. So I like Robbie. He's been around for a while. You know what you're going to get. And he's an innings eater, but he has a really good ERA this year, so I'll take him. He's going up against Jose Barrios, 5-4, 3.75 ERA. Really wouldn't have mattered who the Blue Jays trotted out on the mound here, but I don't mind going against Jose. His most recent starts have been bad. Gave up 4 to the Athletics, gave up 1 to the White Sox, but at the end of the day, it's the White Sox. Then he gave up 6 to the Yankees. So I don't mind fading him, but for the most part, this is just a backing the Giants team because I don't think they're going to get swept on the road at Toronto. Next game we got, it is the Twins and the Rockies. This is the line that just made me say what the fuck the most today. Yes, I understand Joe Ryan is good. Yes, I understand the Rockies are 23-74. But if you're going to give me plus 1.5 with a home team at plus 125 against the Twins, I will back that with every single team in the country. So, like I said, Joe Ryan, 9-4, 2.72 ERA. Joe Ryan's their ace, clearly very good at baseball. But the story here, German Marquez, 3-10, 5.57 ERA. It does not sound very attractive. It's really not. But recently, he has not been atrocious. He has given up 2 or fewer runs in 5 out of his last 6 starts. 1 to Cincinnati, 2 to Milwaukee, 0 against the Dodgers, 0 against the Nationals, 1 against Atlanta. The only start he got absolutely hog-swoggled in was at home versus the Chicago White Sox. Gave up 11 hits and 6 earned runs. Other than that blip, he has been really solid since the middle of June. I can look. Let me take a gander at Joe Ryan's game log. Joe Ryan's good. I'm not trying to talk shit against Joe. But I do think they can get to him here. The previous games of this series, Twins won the first one. The Rockies have won the first 2. Holy shit. Hell yeah, this is an instant bet. Twins suck. Fuck the AL Central besides the Guardians. Give me the Rockies plus 1.5. They don't even have to win the game. They can lose by 1, and I still get plus 125. All right, final game. Give me the Yankees plus 110 on the money line. Give me the over of 9.5 runs. What I witnessed today on the diamond was absolutely repulsive. The Braves were up, I think, 7-1, 7-2. They ended up losing the game 12-9. Yankees bats seem to have come back alive. They out-hit the Braves 11-10. I just don't know how you blow an 11-2 lead. You allow Trent Grisham to hit a grand slam in the top of the 9th inning. That should get these bats basically alive. The Braves suck. They've already admitted they're going to be selling in the offseason. They're going to be selling before the trade deadline and probably in the offseason as well. Grant Holmes is no good. He's 4-8, 3.77 ERA. I don't love backing Marcus Stroman, but 6.66, that's the Devils' number. Give me the Yankees. Give me the over. And that's it. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.